is able to go into those areas, as the Secretary of Defense said, in a very, very low observable level, almost undetectable. That creates a big problem for the Chinese to determine what might be in their airspace, and then the weapons that platform can carry, and also it can be manned or unmanned. A whole variety of threats that this poses to China that have never been at their doorstep are now there, and the United States has the ability to provide that threat scenario to the Chinese.
That's astounding that it can be unmanned and flown like a big, threatening drone, so to speak. How do you think Beijing will respond? I mean, it's obviously in a way to counter their aggressiveness in the South China Sea as well as Taiwan. Are they sitting in Beijing, on their backsides thinking, oh, man, we better think twice?
Well, listen, let's not underestimate the Chinese. They will try in every way they can to counteract this particular aircraft. But I would argue the things that are built into this aircraft will be very, very difficult for them to counter. So what we have to do is to use that advantage and continue to build on it and make sure, too, that we understand that the Chinese will do everything they can to try to discover more about this aircraft. We know what the Chinese will do. They will try to break into our systems to discover essentially the secrets of this aircraft. We have gone to extraordinary levels to make sure that the elements of technology in this aircraft are protected, and to make sure the Chinese never find out about it. When we do that, we can maintain that advantage, I believe, for years to come.
And finally, Congressman, it's not lost on me the name that's been chosen, the Raider. That a tribute and homage to Jimmy Doolittle. General Doolittle and his famous raid in April of 1942 off the aircraft carriers, in which we were able to bomb Tokyo. It shocked the Japanese that we could reach and attack Tokyo. What is the significance, do you think, on that? Carrying Jimmy Doolittles and the B-25s that flew off that aircraft carrier. They had to lose the planes. They kept flying in order to get that done. And that was a strategic victory for the United States in the early days of World War II against the Japanese.
Eric, it was. And what a great parallel. This B-21 Raider brings exactly the same capability to reach into critical areas inside China, just as Jimmy Doolittle and the Raiders there running those aircraft off the decks of aircraft carriers were able to reach Japan. Remember, Japan didn't think that could happen. They were very surprised when they had U.S. bombers drop bombs on their country. The same thing with the Chinese. I think they will be very surprised about the capability and the threats that this aircraft can pose to the Chinese, very, very much like Jimmy Doolittle and his brave Raiders did back in World War II.
The spirit of Jimmy Doolittle and all those Allied pilots stay with us. It's in the B-21.
Yes.
As the son of a B-24 pilot, I say that with pride. Congressman Rob Whitman,
yes,
from the Reagan National Defense Forum. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Eric, great to see you.
Barthel?
Well, Eric, tensions are high in Kyiv as Ukraine's capital city braces for more strikes by Russian forces, plus new details of the number of Ukrainian casualties. That's live from Kyiv up next.
Better luck next time.
Who said that?
I did.
But I haven't even